So for you, like, fast forward now, having that kind of happen and having people kind of come into your catalog and check out like the newer shit, like, where are you on the music side? Because you're doing so much. You're obviously a community leader. You're obviously doing the podcast and still dropping new music. How do you
Balance the shit.
balance? Yeah.
Honestly, it's the same shit. So with our studio, we have a studio where we film our podcast. We also got a recording studio there. You get what I'm saying? So, and then it's like I was popping way with the music way before the podcast and shit. I just started doing the podcast and shit because my team, shout out Talker Media, shout out Bert Jones, they was like, bro, you going on all these people platforms and you
Right.
blowing they shit up. Like, people love to hear you talk. Like,
Right.
bro, start doing your own shit.
Right.
And they was telling me this for damn near a year or two before I said, fuck it, come on, let's try it. And then one day we did it, and from the first episode, people gravitated towards it. And then I had the people that reached out, like, bro, I want to come on your podcast. I want to sit down with you. When you sitting at your house at 4 a.m. and Marshawn Lynch call you and like, bro, what the fuck, bro? Why you ain't telling me you had a podcast?
Right,
and
right.
he just
He just came on the second time, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. He just did it the second time. And it's just like, people like that, and they just talk like, bro, I'd rather sit down with you because, nigga, you for the you're the culture.
Right.
Nigga, you ain't trying to make no money. You ain't vulture. You ain't asking no weird-ass questions. You're not gonna have a blood on your podcast and asking why they funk with Crips. You get what I'm saying? Like, your shit just sterile. So I'm like, fuck, I might as well keep this shit going. So that's what made me just drop that shit in low and push the fuck out the podcast.
Yeah. Well, how often do you drop? Is it once a week?
No, sometimes it depends. Like, sometimes I drop 3 or 4 a week. It depends.
Right.
Sometimes I won't drop none for 2 weeks.
Right.
It depends on how we feeling. So it been days to where, nigga, I done did 8 interviews in one day. Got to our studio probably 4, and we ain't leaving at 3 and 4 in the morning type shit. And then waking up and being back there at 12 again. Like,
I feel like too, it was like a needed void filled in the Bay.
Yeah.
To have like a dope platform. Obviously, I think if you come to LA, you got guys like AD and T-Rail doing their thing.
right. Shout out T-Rail. He put me on a no jumper. Salute T-Rail for that.
I remember that interview. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was one of the early T-Rail interviews.
Yeah. No, honestly, it was the last interview they did in that
Before they left? Oh, in the old building, though. Yeah, it was in the old building.
Yeah. Shout out T-Rail for that. And like I said, T-Rail was on there early. All his homies. I fuck with LA a lot. Like, bro, you gotta get blood on your shit. You gotta get blood on your shit. You interviewing all these niggas. Like, you gotta get blood on your shit. Like, blood really... He really pushed this shit, and what he rap about, he really is that. So grab him on your shit. And when he reached out, it's all salute to T-Rail. He did it.
I just think it's dope too because like you always will hear that like the Bay doesn't get enough credit, and that's true in terms of influence, in terms of culture, in terms of just everything that they brought to the game. And me and Ghazi always have these conversations about like how back in the day there was so much music industry in San Francisco, in the Bay Area. You had Jive Records was there, and you had a lot of people would have offices around the city. And I guess like what's kind of missing is like representation of media on a bigger scale.
Right.
So I think it's dope to like you saw that like, hey, I'm gonna just do this shit myself,
Definitely. And like I said with my shit, I just feel like my shit is authentic, bro. Like, my shit is pure. I don't get people on my shit and ask
trying to stir shit up.
I'm not looking for no viral moment.
Right.
Like, I always tell people all the time, my viral moment is when we sitting there building and we having a conversation and you may say some shit that somebody is going through. You get what I'm saying? And that might spark a flame in them to change their life, or they probably was thinking about suicide and they didn't commit suicide because they looking at, okay, damn, if Lil Blood going through this shit, you feel me? And this is how he handle it, I can get over the shit too. So that's my viral moment. I ain't looking for no clickbait. We don't do clickbait. We don't do none of that shit. I might drop an interview and the shit don't do no numbers, you feel me? But the short it take off.
Right. Yeah, for sure. The real or the short or the clip or
so I'm doing my job, bro. Right. Like I said, I'm not on that fake shit. We don't do that at Talker Media. We don't push bullshit. We are the culture, and we're not trying to gain off the culture, and we're not trying to exploit the culture. You get what I'm saying?
For sure, man. I think that's why I think one of the I think the La Russell interview I saw you do was just incredible. I was like, this shit is dope.
Thank you. I appreciate
Marshawn
it.
shit is dope. I didn't see the new Marshawn interview, but obviously
We just filmed it. We haven't dropped it yet.
it'd be very hard for anybody to get the Marshawn Lynch interview you got.
Oh yeah, for sure. Man, this other one, the second one, like I said, that's like that's brother. You know, at the end of the day, you know, we help each other. Like from the Fam First. Shout out Fam First. Shout out Josh Johnson. Shout out Marcus Peters. Shout out all them guys over there at Fam First. It's like a family thing. You know,
Right.
I'm doing fundraisers. I'm helping them with talent shows or, you know, whatever it is, maybe what they doing, I'm in full support of it. So whatever I do, they are in full support of it. And it's all the way love type shit.